It's really important to make sure that all children, boys and girls, feel welcome as they explore STEM. So it's really, really important to help all children feel like they belong in STEM, which means feeling like they're valued and that they can make meaningful contributions in STEM fields. So to help make sure that programs are inclusive for girls as well as boys, you really have to look at a lot of the misperceptions that children have about STEM. So it's really, really important to give girls really positive experiences with STEM so that they have those experiences to draw from and that they're not just relying on their stereotypes about what they believe STEM involves. Because once girls have some of those early positive experiences, they realize how fun STEM is and all the ways they can use STEM to help other people. And so it's really, really important to give girls those positive experiences early. And it's also very important to start countering some of the misperceptions that girls have about STEM fields.
So I think it's super important that we ensure that girls view themselves in a positive way in terms of STEM. And part of that actually is through ensuring that they have access to all the STEM programming opportunities that any other children get. But the other piece is that they do have role models, whether it's through the literature that we use, whether it's through videos that we use, or whether it's through guests that come onto our campus or in our after-school settings, to see women of color, or women that have taken a pathway of STEM through college, to see and experience what the kind of roles are, so they ultimately can visualize and see themselves in that same space, or even know that it's possible, it's a choice, it's an option, and we're going to do everything that we can to support our girls in order to fulfill that dream or that path if that is their choice.
One of my main things is when we're in a classroom, a lot of times you'll hear this sort of like boys do this, girls do this sort of thing, and you sort of have to squash that right away. Like, no, science is for everybody. And then you talk about female scientists that they may already be familiar with. Mae Jemison is a big one that most kids are familiar with. Ellen Ochoa is a big one most kids are familiar with. And then what you do is oftentimes we have like a connection between the lesson and a scientist. And sometimes it's a male scientist, sometimes it's a female scientist. Oftentimes, it's both a male and a female. So that's how we try to connect. And we also very much try to show like people of color being included in science. So when we do talk about astronomy, we often talk about Mae Jemison and Ellen Ochoa and other astronauts of color, so they understand this is something you can do.